Welcome back to another TradeOut's technical analysis tutorial. This is Introduction to Risk Management, Beginner Series Volume 2, or Position Sizing. This is definitely one that I would bring out the notepad, take some notes, probably watch this a couple of times, but this is one of those videos where I'm looking in Discord and I think this is a very appropriate time to bring this one out. So that being said, let's get to the video. And as usual, here's the disclaimer. Please pause the video, read it in its entirety. All contents for entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing is financial advice. All right, and this is just a little bit of a recap from video 1. The basics of risk management, the 4 things that every trader must master. Obviously, your entry, invalidation or stop loss, your targets, and your risk reward. So all that's in video 1. Today, we're going to add a 5th thing, which is being able to calculate your position size, an inappropriate position size that will mesh with everything that you learned in video 1. So that's why this video is coming second, but it is definitely a very, very important thing that I think is drastically misunderstood by a lot of beginning traders. So we're going to get into that. And then obviously in the VIP tier, there's a list of, all the stuff that we're going to be getting to over time. And, a lot of it we do talk about in our live streams that we do, that type of stuff. But there is a lot more to come. So before we jump into the video, I want to ask this question, and it's something I want you to think about. So how do you currently determine your position size? So think about that. If you were to get into a trade right now, so let's say you were looking at Bitcoin, looked pretty good, you wanted to get into a long position, how do you currently calculate your position size? So how do you know how much to risk every single trade? Do you guess? Which, believe it or not, a lot of traders do. Do you use your entire portfolio size on every trade? I hope not. But again, you'd be surprised how many newer traders actually do that. Do you have a method to essentially determining your position size? So that's my question to you. So think about that for a minute. When you have your answer, so obviously pause the video if you need to, but when you have your answer, then we can move on. So let's get to the examples. So why would you calculate your position size? So what's really important about calculating your position size, especially when you are new to trading, is it's all about consistency. So if your position size is too small, meaning you're trading with too small of a size in relation to your available trading capital or your portfolio size, right? Your account isn't going to essentially grow at the rate that it could, right? It's going to take a long time for you to see any results if you're using too small of a position size. The flip side of that is if you use too large of a size, which honestly, I think this falls under the majority of new traders' issues that they have when they come into the market, trading with too large a size, and you could end up blowing up your account pretty much. So like blowing your account really quickly, losing a bunch of money. I think that's what more new traders tend to do. But again, it's about consistency, right? And that's really what we're going after here in the risk management module. The second thing, obviously, is risk management. That's why we calculate position size, right? The answer is risk management, which again is the purpose for this module that we're in. So let's go to the charts and let's find some real examples. And I'm going to walk you through how you can calculate your position size correctly. All right, so here we are. We're on Atom USD in the 4-hour chart. And we're just going to hypothetically look for a trade, right? So I scroll through just a couple charts just to see if there's anything that kind of look like even a potential setup. And again, this is just for video purposes. This is not a trade that I'm going to take or anything like that. Just wanted to do it for illustrative purposes. So again, we have Atom. And one thing that I said, okay, maybe this could be a potential trade, is essentially looking for a return to this weekly level here, currently undervalued area low of this overall range. So until we reclaim that, then you would really not look for price to go any higher, right? So we're currently sitting at resistance as we speak. So let's say that you wanted to catch a long position here, right? So essentially, again, maybe we grind out resistance, kind of where we're sitting right here, and we roll over. Say we lose the daily, And then we come into our level where we're interested in, right? So maybe we come down to this weekly level and, essentially take this low here. You can kind of see our anchored VWAP sitting right here. And then we reclaim our weekly level. So we take the liquidity here, we take the low, reclaim the weekly, and get a little bit of a bounce in, right? Maybe we buy a retest or something like that. Again, this is super hypothetical, just literally just for an example. So here is your long setup, right? Here's your entry. Again, price came down into the area that we were possibly looking at for a trade and reclaim this area. And then we're saying to ourselves, oh, this looks like a pretty good long opportunity. Let's go long. So back to video one, we identified our entry, right? What's next on the list? Well, you have your invalidation or stop loss, which we're going to use a 4% stop loss, which basically indicates that we're losing this weekly again. Maybe we're losing the anchored VWAP, whatever it ends up being. We're essentially losing support again. We expect price to roll over, which again, so we have a 4% stop loss for here, and our target is maybe another retest of this value area low, something like that. Okay, so this is essentially how we came up with a hypothetical trade, and we have our trade setup here. So let's say that again, price does what we're thinking it was going to do. Time to get into the trade. Now, how do you know how to calculate your position size? Let's find out. All right, so we're going to calculate our position size here. So we're going to have a couple of assumptions. First of all, we're going to use $5,000 as our account size. Obviously, that's going to be different. It's going to be different for every single person watching this because it's literally going to be whatever your account size is. But for this example, we're going to use 5,000. The second assumption we're going to make is that we are going to risk 1% of our portfolio, so the entire account size, on each trade that we take. So this is a relatively standard amount. That's what I put here. I think it's pretty fair to start out with 1%. You could increase it over time, obviously, if you wanted to, or if you're brand new to trading, there's no harm in using less than 1%. So you could use 0.5%, 0.75%, something like that, which basically will give you more ammunition. It'll give you more trades that you'll be able to take in order to get comfortable with your analysis, right? Get comfortable with trading. And then again, as that comfort level increases, you can, up your risk. No, there's no harm in doing that. So to calculate 1% of our portfolio, again, in this case, it's 1% multiplied by your account size. So 0.01 times 5,000 equals 50. So 1% of $5,000, which is your account size, is $50. Now, to calculate the position size that we're going to use for the atom trade that we discussed on the previous slide, right? We found our entry. Now we're going to enter the trade, but we have to figure out what is the appropriate position size to take. So in order to do that, here's the formula that you can follow. So this is something you probably want to write down. But again, your position size is going to equal 1% of your portfolio amount over your stop loss percentage divided by 100. Okay, so if you go back to the atom trade, 1% of our portfolio is $50, which we calculated above. Our stop loss percentage is going to be 4%. Then you're going to divide that by 100. And at the end of that, you're going to get $1,250. So $1,250 as your position size, which I will show you again the calculation really fast here. So I'm going to bring over calculator. Try to find a good spot for it. Just put it right there. That's fine. So again, we're going to do this math. So we know 1% of our portfolio is $50. Your stop loss percentage divided by 100. So it's 4 divided by 100. It's 0.04. Okay. So 50 divided by basically 4%, right? 0.04 equals $1,250. So this is going to be your position size. All right. It's very important how you calculate this. That way you're using the appropriate risk. So basically what this means is your entry on the atom trade would be $1,250. That's how much you would put when you enter your position. Because if your stop loss hits, right? If your stop loss triggers 4% stop loss, you will lose $50, which is 1% of your portfolio. So that's why this is very important. It is not your entire account size, like some people do, right? It's not, you know, some random arbitrary amount. You know, again, some people, you know, people do that. That's their business or whatnot. But if you want to actually calculate a position size for your trading, this is how you do it. So off of a $5,000 account, risking 1%, again, $50 is the risk. So if you're, again, your stop loss hits, you're going to lose the $50. And then again, if we take profit, which we'll see here in the next slide, you're going to see what you would end up winning or what you would end up profiting on that trade. So again, this is how you calculate your position size of $1,250. So here is the result, right? This is the mock trade that we did. Here's your result. Congratulations. But again, we have our entry here, you can see, and price ended up moving up, hitting our take profit, and we made 13% on the trade, right? So that was our, we were risking 4% to make 13%, or your risk reward, your RR was 3.25, which is, if you were watching video 1, you would know that that's pretty good risk reward. And in dollars terms, so again, percentage terms, we were risking 4% in order to make 13%. In dollars terms, we were risking $50, which is 1% of our account, right? So we were risking $50 in order to potentially make $162.50, which we made in this example. So that was an example of how to calculate your position size appropriately. And that was, let's hypothetically say that was the first trade that you've ever taken, right? So now let's go find a second trade, and then you're going to see your new position size, right? So obviously from taking this first trade, you have $162.50 more than you did before you started trading. Now our calculation for the position size is going to be a bit different. And obviously your trade setup could be different. Maybe you have a different, you know, your stop loss percentage is different. So let's go see how we would calculate the second trade. So here we have AVAX USDT on the 4-hour chart. And let's say again, so another hypothetical trade. Honestly, this looks pretty weak here. I'm not even sure like this would even be a thing, but we're going to pretend that this is going to be a trade setup, right? So we have a golden pocket, we have a weekly level, we have again your anchored VWAP from your, I think this is your current all-time high. So there's some nice confluence here. We wanted to get into a short position potentially, depending on how price hits this region, right? So again, we're gonna do a little bit of mock price action here, just so that we can get our trade ready for our example. Again, let's say we reclaim this daily, and we start working our way up. And then we come into our weekly level, all this resistance, all this confluence that we have here. And then you see, you know, again, bit of a reaction off of this level. Let's go short. All right. So again, your stop loss for this 3%. This is just an arbitrary number. This is not necessarily where I would put my stop loss or even how I would trade this to begin with. But again, just for the sake of the video, this is what we're going to do. All right. So again, price comes back up, hits our level of interest, alerts go off, time to get into the trade, right? So again, this is the second trade that we've taken. We started off with $5,000. Now we have a bit more money than that because we took profit on our previous trade. Now we're going to have new information to start with, right? So alert went off for AVAX. Time to get into the short. What does our trade setup look like? Well, obviously it's a short trade. And we're risking 3% to make, this might be a little bit hard to see, zoom in for you. We're risking 3% to potentially make 12.75%, or in a risk reward of 4.25, which again, pretty nice risk reward there. Seems worthy of a potential trade. So let's go look at the numbers. Okay, so this is calculate the position size example number 2. Or the AVAX USDT trade that we just looked at. So your assumptions is now that your account size is $5,162.50, which if you remember, it was your original $5,000 and then the $162.50 that we made in profit in the first trade. So that is your new account size. We're still going to risk the same 1% that we risked in the previous trade. Okay, nothing, like we're not going to change that. So to calculate 1% of the portfolio, same math that we did previously, except it's going to be a little bit different. So 0.01 times 5,162.5 equals $51.63. I just rounded up. Okay, I made it a little hard on myself on that last example, but anyway, we're going to pretend we rounded up half a cent. So again, 1% of our portfolio used to be $50. We made some profit in the first trade. So now 1% becomes $51.63. Go down to your position size formula that you see there. And again, same thing applies, right? So 1% of your amount, which is $51.63, over your stop loss percentage, which in the AVAX case, the avalanche trade that we're about to enter, is 3%. So it's a bit different than our previous example. So 51.63 over 3 divided by 100. And you're going to get the position size of $1,721. So again, let's bring the calculator over here. So this is for the old example. Same thing. 51.63 divided by 0.03. So it's 3%. Okay, 3 divided by 100 is 3%. So $51.63 divided by 0.03 equals 1,721. So that is going to be our new position size for this trade. So we're back on the avalanche chart just so you can see this. So we are risking $51.63. That is 1% of our account in order to potentially make $219.43. So this again is the risk, the 1% risk that we're discussing. This is the potential profit based upon this trade setup. Okay, so we went through the same calculations again for the first example. So again, you could do the math if you would like and figure out both. Let's say your stop loss hits, and then you could take the amount that you lost and then recalculate your position size for your next trade, something like that. Or again, if this example were to take profit, obviously you're going to have a lot more profit, and your position size, or your account, well, both your account size and your position size is obviously going to be much different for the next trade that you get into. So I hope that this was helpful in order for you to kind of see how you can calculate position size in order to be a consistent and hopefully profitable over time trader. And again, I think this is incredibly beneficial. I think this is really useful for people to have this in their tool belt, especially if you're a new trader, because this is going to help you manage your risk appropriately, right? So very important. And finally, my social media page. This is where you can find me. Again, you're watching this on YouTube more than likely, so you already have my YouTube channel. If you like and subscribe, I would appreciate that. If you want to see the rest of my technical analysis tutorials that I have that are available publicly, obviously in VIP, we have other tutorials and modules that are not made public. So if you're interested in joining VIP, obviously there's going to be a link in the description below. But these are other avenues that you can get a hold of me. I'm probably getting rid of my Facebook. There's so much spam and scamming on Facebook, and I just kind of running out of time to try to manage all this stuff. But for now, I do have my Facebook page. Obviously, I'm pretty active on Twitter. You can follow me on there. And then Telegram, we have over 3,000 members in Telegram. So come join us over there. But the main area that I'm in and where I spend the majority of my day is over in Discord. I think we have, I think it's like 8,200 people in Discord, something like that. So it's a very active community. Definitely come check us out if you're interested. And again, I hope this video helped you. I can't emphasize enough how important it is not only to have great risk management with your trading, because that's literally your money, right? But it's, in order to become a successful trader, I think it's helpful for new traders, especially, to have a bit of guidance, to have a bit of, parameters that you set for yourself. That way you give yourself the best opportunity to win as much as possible. So that being said, we'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Trade safe out there.